I truly hope that you can learn a thing or two from this month's eBay sales update, guys. Alright, I'm going to actually start with most recent sales first, but with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into it. So this Arizona State Nike throwback jersey, pretty neat looking jersey if I don't say so myself. Pretty good condition. But with that being said, I took an offer of 30 bucks, got it at a Salvation Army for $3, I believe. So 10 times my money on that. Now this next item we have here, I was selling in lots of two for 12 bucks a lot. It was a retail arbitrage item. I either got it for like 75 cents or a buck each. So this was just one left over that I couldn't complete a set of two. So just basically getting rid of it. It was a feedback builder, if anything. This pair of pants right here, I really wouldn't recommend selling this here because after fees and shipping, I really didn't make much money at all on these. I actually bought this item, I believe, for like 5 bucks, and I wore them myself, and I don't know, I just didn't really like them, so ended up selling. I don't know, I might have made my money back. Shipping, I believe, was like 7 bucks, so after fees, I probably wore them for free or something like that. Now, kind of a neat item, unusual. It's Queen Elizabeth, and it waves. It's solar powered. I was into this for under $1, and it shipped first class, so I made like 10 bucks on there. So not terrible, but I'm trying to get rid of picking up items like this. At least I picked it up cheap enough where it was worth my time. Now, this item, I sold it today, and I was so happy with this sale. I know it was at $115. It was on sale, 25% off. I have a 25% off sale right now going on almost all of my merchandise, and I'm really just trying to pop things off before I go on this cruise. But I sold it for $86.25, and I literally picked this up at a garage sale, and the garage sale was actually someone that I knew. It was kind of weird. I mean, I haven't seen her in years, but I used to work with her at TJ Maxx. I worked at TJ Maxx for almost 5 years, as crazy as that sounds. But yeah, I mean, 15 into 86. Shipping was $8, I believe. So not bad at all. I shipped it priority. So yeah, really good money maker. If you ever see these recorders or whatnot for video games, definitely look them up. Some of them you can really get some good money on, so something to be on the lookout for. Again, this was in excellent condition. Could I have sent it into Amazon and got more? Possibly, but I would really be worried that this thing would get returned. So that's why I decided to sell it on eBay, and I'm happy with the money that I made. Now this shirt, yeah, it doesn't look like much, but I was in this for under $1, and if you can pick clothing up for cheap enough, it's up to you whether it's really worth it. But I don't know, I probably made 5 bucks because this ships first class. Throw it in a poly bag. Poly bag probably cost you 10 cents or less. So Banana Republic stuff does sell, but don't expect to get much money out of it, so you really have to be in it for very cheap. And again, I had this thing listed for a long time. This was before I had a mannequin, so it's just literally thrown on some whiteboard. And I don't know, I mean, I made a sale. Like I said, I probably made 5 bucks. And after all said and done, I wish I made more, but 5 bucks is 5 bucks. This sale I was happy with. Kind of an odd little item here. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something to do with religion, and it was a bunch of VHS and I think workbook. So something to do with religion there. I guess it's like some type of study kit. I picked it up at a Goodwill for $2.99 or $3.99, and if this was the DVD edition on Amazon, this brings crazy money. I'm talking about like $150, but I don't know, I couldn't sell it on Amazon, the VHS one. So unfortunately had to go to eBay, ended up, selling it with 25% off. I did get an offer a couple days ago for 25, but I'm like, I felt like that was lowball. But anyway, ended up going for almost 25. But again, you can ship this media mail, and I did. So it was super cheap to ship, fortunately. Now this puzzle, again, a lot of people won't pick up puzzles like this, something that'll sell for 13 bucks. But honestly, I found this at the Goodwill for 99 cents. And this puzzle is super tiny. The box was literally about that size. I mean, super tiny. It ended up going in a bubble mailer and a really small bubble mailer, like the one that fits DVDs and whatnot. And, it weighed 3 ounces. So, again, what's under $2.50 to ship, kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I made like 10 bucks on this. So, I'm happy with it. It sold really quickly. Heritage puzzle, might want to look out for that. Now, this was a really awesome sale, and I was surprised that it actually sold very quickly, and there were a bunch of other ones on there for similar prices or even cheaper. I think the reason why mine sold, and mine sold so fast, was it sold to global shipping. I don't remember what country it went to, but this thing was super easy to ship, and I think it cost me like $5 or $6 to get to Global Shipping Hub. So that was an awesome sale. I picked this up at Salvation Army, and it was like $2.50 or some weird amount under $3. So happy with that sale for sure. Would I pick it up again? I definitely would. And the thing is, there were more like this on eBay, and they were in pristine condition. Mine was far from pristine, but my pictures clearly show what kind of condition it is, and I take really good pictures. I use a DSLR. I know a lot of people like to use iPhone or your phone or whatnot, but I like using my DSLR. I feel like they're way more crisp, higher quality, and I'm definitely more happy with it. So, to each their own about that. Now, this ice cream maker, as well as any of the Don beers, if that's how you say it correctly, if you can get them cheap enough and they're in good condition, definitely pick them up. This was like new, open but never used, and as you can see, sold it for 35 bucks. I bought this at a Goodwill for $2.99. The only thing that killed me is it went to a P.O. box, so I couldn't use FedEx. I had to go USPS priority, and shipping was a bit high because these ice cream makers, they're a little bit heavy, so that's something to be on the lookout for. If you want to play it safe, you can always do calculated shipping. But again, I've sold tons of these ice cream makers in the past, and I'm sure I'll sell them in the future. And I find these at Goodwills all the time, and a lot of times you can get them not being overpriced. So something to be on the lookout for sure. I mean, everyone knows these cameras, guys. Can't say enough about them. If you can find them for under $5, pick them up all day. I mean, again, I even sold this untested. It went to Cream City Camera, I think. They're still buying them up. So it depends. You get anywhere. Some people sell them as cheap as like 20 bucks, and I have absolutely no reason why they do that. You can get 30 for these things all day. Now, this is... Alright, this says $19, but I actually took an offer of $12 on them. And I think I got this at a Salvation Army for like $2, maybe $3. So again, not a huge money maker there. But if you can get stuff cheap enough, you might want to pick it up. Would I do it again? I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I thought that this cool pattern would sell quicker. I mean, I thought it was a neat pattern, but yeah, kind of disappointed in that sale. This it was kind of interesting. I picked this up and it sat in my store forever. And actually, I first picked it up with the intention of sending it into Amazon. And at the time, I want to say Amazon, it was selling for like 35 bucks. But the problem was it wasn't gift quality condition. It was new, it was sealed, but I did not realize how much was really open. If it was just a cut, like a sliver, I know this isn't something I suggest doing, but technically you could just throw the Amazon label on it. And would the customer know? I don't know. It's up to you. It's not a good practice to get into. I'm just saying that some people will do that. But again, I didn't make a lot of money here. The only thing that was on my side was it fit in a pretty small box. But yeah, it's kind of neat to say that I sold it, so at least I can say that. You know, Coca-Cola poker set. When's the last time you've seen this? I've only seen one of them personally. Found this at a Goodwill, I think like $2.99. So again, wasn't a huge money maker, but kind of neat to say I sold it. Now, these are no-brainers. If you don't know about Life Proof, do some research right now, because you can make some killer money with it if you can find it cheap enough. I found this at a Goodwill, as well as another one for 99 cents each. Some people might say I'm lying, but I'm not. I mean, sometimes the Goodwills, they don't catch everything. That is just reality. And I was able to pick up each of these for 99 cents. You can see this pink one. It sold right away for 22 bucks. I was the cheapest on eBay, but I was happy with that price because I just wanted to get rid of it real quick. I mean, ships first class. Throw it in that DVD size bubble mailer. You know, so cheap to ship, under $2.50. So really happy with that sale, and I pick it up all day for 99 cents. And plus, it's really easy to list. I mean, 3 pictures, you're done. Now, this says $45, but if you watch one of my videos, you'll know I sold this for $40. I ended up doing a local meetup. This guy owns an arcade, and it was actually really neat. The guy was a nice guy, and I felt kind of bad for him actually, because when I was playing video games in his arcade, he broke the darn thing. But hey, he did it, not me. And it's a vintage electronic. I mean, you got to be delicate with these things. But anyway, I mean, taking 40 cash. I found this at a garage sale. I paid $2 for it, so 2 into 40. I'm definitely happy with the sale, and he actually said if I can find another one, he'd be willing to buy another. So that's cool. I mean, it's always great to make those type of connections with people. Now, again, I said I bought another one, and this one was orange. Again, these are for old phones, guys. I mean, this is for the iPhone 5, and it's selling for 22 bucks. Used. Brand new, I can't recall what they were going for. I want to say like 35 bucks brand new. So if you can find these cheap enough, definitely pick them up. You know, some of the brighter colors, some of the different colors, I think you can sell faster if there's not a lot of them up. You know, something to be on the lookout for, definitely. They make cases for all different types of phones, different electronic devices, but mostly like phones and tablets and stuff like that. Alright, this was surprising actually. Whenever you can find these sweet spot finders cheap enough, pick them up all day. I always sell them for like 20 bucks. As you can see, this one was open but never used. I've never sold one that was beat up before, but yeah, as long as they're in good condition, they're going to go for 20 bucks. So this one actually went to the global shipping program. I don't know why someone bought it through there, but they did, and I was happy with the sale. I found this at a Goodwill for 99 cents, so 20 times my money. Now I know this says $25, and this was a neat shirt. I really thought it was going to go for 25 bucks. I ended up throwing a sale and it went for 22, but I'm happy. I found this at a Salvation Army. I paid like $2 for this thing. And I really like selling shirts like this, clothing like this in general, that is really different and fun. I mean, look at this shirt. It's a beautiful shirt. But yeah, with that being said, let's check out the next item we got here. Alright, and I've showed you this before, and I'm sure I'll show it to you again. Othello. This game brings in great money every single time. Whenever you're sourcing, guys, and you look at board games, be on the lookout for this, because if you can pick it up cheap enough, you're going to be able to sell it in that $20 to $30 range, and that's really the range that I look for with board games. I mean, yeah, are there some higher dollar board games? Of course there are, but a lot of times you can go into a store, and as long as it's not been picked over that day, you can find multiple games worth $20+. And if they sell their games for $1 or $2, then there's definitely money to be made with board games. Some people don't like board games, and that's great, because that just means I can pick up more board games. But yeah, good condition. But one thing you have to do, you got to count those pieces, guys. You got to make sure everything is there, because you do not want to upset customer when they find out that the game's not complete. Now, if you find out that it's not complete and you state what's missing or something like that, then yeah, it's absolutely no problem. But let's see what we got next. Alright, this shirt. I was super surprised about this shirt. Whenever you can get Brooks Brothers cheap enough, I would pick it up. You know, I pick it up myself. I paid a couple bucks for this. I don't remember the exact amount. I got it a long time ago and just got around to listing it, because now that I have a mannequin, I'm actually listing clothing. And when I picked this up, I did not know that this was a woman's shirt. And I actually found that out by the size. It's a 12, and that's a woman's size. And this thing sold, I want to say it sold literally overnight once I listed it. I mean, I listed it as a fair price, $20. I mean, when you only pay a couple bucks and you sell it for 20, it's going to go quick most of the time. But yeah, was happy to see that it sold so quickly. And you literally just throw this thing in a bubble mailer or a poly bag and you're good to go. I want to say I just threw this in a poly bag though. Now I know this says $30. I didn't get 30 for it. I took a best offer of 25. There were some pretty cool Ferrari cycling shorts, but the thing was they were kind of, I'll just say it, they were kind of beat. They weren't in the best condition. But yeah, anything high-end like this and cycling, people are into it. And as long as you state the condition and flaws or whatever, you know, people are fine with that. As long as they know that beforehand and not afterwards. So I was really happy with 25 bucks. I paid $2 or $3 at a Salvation Army. So really happy with that sale. Again, first class. Throw it in a poly bag, you're good to go. This piece of clothing sold very quickly. Again, was happy with this. Marmot, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Definitely look out for that brand. As long as you get it cheap enough, you can make some good profit on it. So definitely one of those brands to be on the lookout for if you look at clothing. Was happy about that. Honestly, if this thing was my size, I might have kept it because it's a really nice shirt. I know it's wrinkly, and I'm willing to take less money because I don't want to clean clothing. It's just, I don't like clothing in the first place. So anyone that tells you that you have to steam it or press it or whatever, it's bullshit. If you can get it cheap enough and you take good pictures, I mean, you can get fair money for it. So 20 bucks. Threw it in a poly bag, first class, good to go. Now this, I was really surprised. I thought I was going to get more money than I did. But again, I found this at a Goodwill for 99 cents. So 99 cents, sold it for 15. It did ship first class, so that was on my side. but not the biggest money maker. I mean, I made like 10 bucks, but I guess I was happy with the sale, but I really wanted to get more out of this thing. It was a nice cassette player. Alright, I was actually stoked about this only because I found 2 of these at a Salvation Army. They were both $1 something, and I sold both of them for $20 a pop. And I don't like to pick up hats anymore, really, unless I can get $15 for them. Because, yeah, they do ship first class, but, I mean, when you sell a hat for 10 bucks and you're into it for $1, I mean, after fees, your time and whatnot, it's just not even worth it. I really want 15 plus when it comes to hats. And both of them did come with a cool pin, so kind of neat. US Open 2016. So if you can find these, I mean, pick them up. 20 bucks. Now I know these do say 50, but I ended up taking a best offer of 35. They fit in a small box, so it wasn't expensive. I want to say like $7 to ship priority. And this was from my personal collection. They didn't feel well on my feet, so I ended up selling after wearing them a couple times. And if you look too, they crease like hell. So anyway, I was happy with the sale. I want to say I got pretty much what I paid for them, not including shipping and fees. Now, I got this a long time ago, and it's been listed for a while, and I thought I'd get more money out of it, but I was happy when I sold it. I picked this up at a Goodwill for only $2.99, and as you can see, it's Chicago Bears, so I live in Illinois. You know, I could find one of these again potentially, and I would pick it up if I found it cheap enough, but again, I really wanted more out of it. I know it says 50. I sold it for 32 bucks, a best offer. I mean, I was just holding on to it for a long time. It wasn't very fun to ship either. Kind of a hassle. So shipping wasn't bad because it was really light though. Now this, I just wanted to point out, bad buy. I picked this up cheap enough. I want to say it was a retail arbitrage item for $3. But the thing was, I thought it was going to ship first class, and it was literally like 1 pound, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, something around there. Because I couldn't throw this in a poly bag, because if I did, it would have been under 1 pound. But I had to throw it in a small box, and once I did that, no good. Had to ship it. I don't know if I shipped it Smart Post or Priority, but either way, at best, I made my money back on this item. Now, I know this says $25, but I took a best offer of $15. I literally was in this for $1 from a Salvation Army. I thought it was neat. I think that muscle shirts are in right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but whenever I go to the gym, I see a lot of people that would like this shirt, and I see a lot of people in these type of shirts. And nowadays, they pretty much create them themselves, but why would you need to create one if you could get a cool vintage one? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking different. But again, this was extra large, tall, so that might have helped me out there. Ships first class, threw it in a poly bag, good to go. Now, I was pretty darn happy with this sale. I know you look $50 here. I did take a best offer of $38, and extremely happy with that because I bought 7 cards at a garage sale for 20 bucks, and it was kind of a hassle because this Asian lady had her husband on the phone. Whenever I wanted to buy something, she'd had to call and talk to her husband about it. And whatever, I mean, I ended up getting 7 cards for 20 bucks, like I said, and I sold this for 38. So first class shipping costs like $2.50 to ship. I mean, I made all of my money back, and now any of the other cards that sell are pure profit. I love it. I would definitely pick it up again. Now this game, kind of bummed out about. I really thought I'd get more. I thought I'd get about 30 bucks. And the problem was, once I got home, I found out that there was one cube missing. And sometimes I do this. I try not to make a habit of it, but sometimes I just don't check if it's complete or not. You know, I felt it, and I'm like, I don't know, this thing feels complete. This thing, I don't know. I had a good feeling about it, but once I got home, you know, it wasn't complete. It was 99% complete. It was missing one darn cube out of 50 cubes. So, disappointed about that, you know. Ended up getting 20 bucks, and I still made money off of it, but it's not how much I thought I would make. Again, kind of a neat game, though. Something to be on the lookout for. And something, you know, definitely check your board games, or try to, at the store if you can. Kind of a fun one here, guys. Picked these up for $1 a piece, and there was 11 bags, so I was $11 into it. Shipping was just under $10. So again, not a huge moneymaker, but I guess it's just kind of fun to say I sold it on eBay. You know, it's one of those things, what's the weird stuff that you've sold on eBay? And I don't know how much I made off this. Again, it really wasn't a good buy. I thought I'd make more money off of it. I thought I'd sell it for like 40, but you know, ended up taking a long time to sell and sold it for 29 bucks. So kind of interesting little fun item we got here. Alright, I know this item says 20 bucks, but this was actually a bad buy. I bought it for Amazon, and I found out that it was a crazy rank on Amazon. So I ended up just, you know, throwing it up on eBay. Got this at a Goodwill for 99 cents and sold it for a best offer of $10. And threw it in a bubble mailer. You know what? I'm happy it's gone. You know, I turned a bad buy into making some money, so I can't complain. Now I know this says sold for 35, but I actually took a best offer of 25, and I was super happy with that offer. Anytime you can pick a hat up for $1 and sell it for 25, I will do it all freaking day. This was the second hat I got from an estate sale. Similar hat, but different. And yeah, happy with that sale. Now, if you've seen my other eBay sales videos, then you've probably seen this before. And again, this is something I pick up all day long and sell them all the time. 20 bucks, you know. People break these pots and they have to buy a new one, and they'd rather go to eBay and buy a used one for 20 than going to the store, spending gas money, driving to the store, and spending 30. So, something to be on the lookout for. Again, we have another Othello, and I love this game. I've sold this game so many times, and I'll sell it a lot in the future, I'm sure, as well. Here's a different edition. This is a vintage 1984. I mean, really good condition here. Neat looking Othello. This was a retail arbitrage item. Kind of one of those things that's kind of funny to say I sold a little bit on eBay. I paid 10 bucks for this. Sold it for 40. Shipping was expensive. I want to say it was like 13, 14 bucks. So shipping kind of really killed me, but I mean, I made at least 10 bucks off this, so not terrible. Oh, what do we have here? Another Othello. I think this is like the third Othello of the month in this video. And 25 bucks all day long. I mean, that's $75. I pay typically 99 cents for this game. So I'll take $3 into 75. I don't know about you. Alright, this is kind of a funny one, guys. This was the old camera I used to use. And I made a couple videos with it. And I'm so glad that I have this new camera, and it's much nicer. A webcam, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I picked this up at a Salvation Army for like 70 cents. And it's so funny because now I have the new Logitech and I love it. But I used this Logitech camera for a long time, and I got my 70 cents out of it and made money off of it. And I don't know. I was just super happy about this sale because I made over $10 and I used it for the longest time. It's just so neat to me. Alright, I know this says $50, guys, but I took a best offer of $40. Definitely happy with it. I paid $3.99 at a Goodwill. When I saw that they were Vibram, I didn't know that they were for dogs and whatnot, but I knew to look up the brand because that is a great brand. And I don't know, like $40 for these. And they came with socks, and the socks were beat up. They had holes in them. The shoes were actually really good condition. But yeah, if you ever find these, definitely look them up. If you can get them cheap enough, I would pick them up. And they should be in at least fair condition. I probably wouldn't buy these if they were beat up, you know. Alright, this was one of those things that just sat around forever, and I was happy to see it get out of the house. They were kind of fun. They talked and stuff. It was weird. But anyway, $22. I paid $3.99 at a Goodwill, and I want to say shipping was high, and I really didn't even make much off of it. So I would not recommend picking this up. Again, this is a very good board game to be on the lookout for, and it's also a board game that is easy to see if it's complete, because you just have to count how many pieces and make sure that the board is there, basically what it boils down to. But this was the 1975 edition, so definitely a vintage board game we got here. Again, you see that price tag of $29. I literally found this at a Goodwill for 99 cents. So I love it. I'll do that all day. I don't mind board games at all. Alright, I believe this is the last item of the day, guys. And I bought tons of this paint. It was a retail arbitrage item. I want to say I paid like 50 cents each for these. So had $1 into it. Sold them anywhere between like $7 and $9. This one sold for $7. So it was basically a feedback builder when it came down to it. But would I do it again? Yes, I would. As long as you can get this paint cheap enough, then it will sell. Because I had a bunch of them, and again, it was just that, oh, we got another sale. Oh, we have another sale. Oh, we have another sale. I like that type of thing. But with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned a thing or two from this sales update video.